everyone, welcome back to Gerad Riester YouTube, where anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Today I'm going to talk you through setting up AS3X Plus and Safe. I only got about 15 minutes because I've got an instructional flight coming up, so we'll see if we can do it in 15 minutes. I think we have a pretty good chance of doing it. So first thing you need to do is you need to go into forward programming. So before that, backtracking a little bit, you need to make sure that you have everything set up the way you're going to fly it. So all surfaces set up, so if you got thrust vectoring, that needs to be turned on so that the gyro can sense all the different servos that are acting as you move the controls and stuff, and employ them. With thrust vectoring, I end up doing separate channels, sub-channels, I guess, on the same gyro. Obviously it's a AS3X Plus receiver, and I'll show you that on another day. But for this one, it's going to be really simple. So all we got is the elevons, the rudder, and the throttle. Really, I'm going to do some mixing too, and I'll do that on a different video too. That'll be my throttle to gains mix. Again, borrowed from John from Two Brothers. So anyway, you go into let's see, forward programming, gyro settings. Yes, this is the first time setup. So make sure the model's been configured. That's what it says. That's what I just said. And then you want to make sure that it's level. So make sure that the plane is level. This is on the Mirage. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move it on the stand a little bit so it's a little bit more level. You're going to need to, it's going to need to do it one time with it horizontal, and then once you set it up on the nose and actually detect how the receiver is oriented, and I'll show you that. Also, I managed to shoehorn a 5400 milliamp HV battery in here. Really was tight, but it fit perfectly without any modification, so I'll show you that as well. So back to the transmitter. So make sure it's been configured. Yes, it has. Here, let's back off a little bit, a little too tight. Go to next. Yeah, so if I had to reverse the servos again, but you see, well, I see, you can't see, everything is correct. So alright, so set the model level, press continue. It is. Set the model on its nose. So this is where, again, I'll show you the plane. Nothing really to it. I guess you know what it looks like when the plane's on its nose, but that's why I took the nose cone off. So very simply, have to be careful about that refueling probe. And then you hit, I want to make sure it's as vertical as possible. Hit continue. And sure enough, it figured out exactly the orientation of the receiver in the plane. I'll show you that. Alright, so set it back down. Gain channel select. So gain channel, I use typically the right knob here. This is a NX8, so I don't have as many switches on here, so I use this knob here and I adjust my gains. I also have other things like throttle gain mixes and stuff in there that adjusts gains automatically in flight based on my throttle position. Be interesting because I don't use flaps on this plane, but I guess I'll just make that a mode switch for that as well, for the throttle gain, and I'll still be using the flap switch for landing, just to adjust the gains for different phases of flight. So gain channel select. So I want to use, yeah, aux 8 and right knob. So here we go. So that's going to be my gain channel. And don't confuse that with flight mode channel. That'll be different. We'll do that in a moment. So aux 8 right knob is my gain channel. Apply, and that's going to reboot. I don't know if you could hear it, the cycling through the controls. Oh, it stops. You know, just did once. Sometimes it does it twice. Exit main screen, I just do that. I don't know if it makes a difference, but you could go right back into forward programming too. Go back to gyro settings. We'll do Next we'll do F mode, flight mode setup. So we know F mode channel, and this is where the, let me use this. And sure, we can make it, I'll make it channel 9. Yep. Oh, I see. Channel 9, and then the input. Here we go. So I'm going to go back to channel 7. Well, I guess I'll have to go to channel 7 in the systems menu, and I'll take the B off of channel 7. Shouldn't affect anything because it's only a 6-channel receiver. There's nothing hooked up to it, but just to make sure. So channel 9, B, switch B is what I use for my flight modes for the gyro, and you'll see what we do with that. Alright, so for now it's active. We can change this on another screen. Okay. And then I'm just going to exit back out of that. Then we'll do the first time safe setup. Yep, that's the one. So I always make mode 3 my safe mode. This is, you can use whatever mode you want, whatever switch you want. I try to be consistent so I don't make mistakes. Alright, so I do about 8 degrees of up pitch and 0 roll. Otherwise it tends to dive on you. And then personally I prefer a little bit more roll in safe mode. I almost never use it, but if I needed it, I just want a little bit more that I can do. I don't really like how it limits things, but it's good safety. You know, if you get blinded by the sun, bug lands on you, something, it's a good thing to use. Then apply, and I'm gonna hit apply, and I'll show you it'll cycle through everything again. So apply, it reboots. Exit back to the main screen. Again, that's my personal preference. That's probably some voodoo superstitious stuff because I don't think it probably makes a difference, but all right. So then we go back to we can go, let's see, yeah, go F mode setup. So so flight mode 3, we want safe mode active, self leveling and angle. And then we want inhibit for AS3X. Mode 2, I want AS3X active. Mode 1, I want AS3X. So mode 1 is gyro turned off. Mode 2 is AS3X. Mode 3 is safe. That's really it. I mean, that's the meat of it. There's a few other things you can do. You can go system setup. Yeah, so there's a few other things, right? There are a few other things, but these are personal preferences. And this is where, again, I borrow from other people's setups on planes because I like to start from sort of a known starting point. We got all this done. This is all done. I'm not going to do hand launch on this, so not that one. Go back to other settings. That's what we want. Nope. Gyro settings. AS3X settings. Priority, roughly 100 for jets, 140 or higher for like 3D plane. Just means that you have more of a say. Sort of like I like to think of it as the difference between Airbus and Boeing. Boeing, the pilot has more of a say for fly-by-wire systems, Airbus, the airplane has more of a say. So not, you know, criticizing anybody. Airbus is awesome, but if ain't Boeing, I ain't going. Nothing with heading. You could set up that. I'm not. This, just pretty much leave it as set. Gain sensitivity, I'll leave it at 1x for now. And then here, adjustable gains and capture gyro gains. Be careful with this because you can mess up everything you just did. So this is where I'm going to borrow from somebody else. I took a screenshot from Two Brothers RC for his setups, because I trust his setups. They work really well. So I'll give lots of shout outs to him and what he does in the RC world. He really, well, at least he does things the way I like to do things, and everybody has their own preferences, of course. I'm just looking for my screenshot. If I can find it. Okay. Maybe it's on the phone. I might have to set that up later, but you can see where it is. I'll tell you what they are when I take it to the field and fly it. Yeah, I don't have a screenshot on this one. It might be on my phone, which I'm using to record, so that's not gonna work out. We'll get a, let's go with roughly, and watch, you see, you turn that knob, that's not too far off. Usually you can adjust them in here. Let's see. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, well, it's not working like it usually does. Usually you can set gains in here. Of course, I got my knob here as well. And whatever I set, I usually have the knob somewhere around the 10 or 11 o'clock position, so actually much lower than what I got set on there. So I might just have the knob a bit higher on this plane, but let's go next. And that's it. I don't do anything with that. So that's pretty much it. Stop block release, priority. Set the gains what you want. You can also adjust gain sensitivity. I'm leaving it at 1, but you can go all the way up to 4, which just, so if it was 60, it'd be 24 or 240. So one time, well, 60 is 60 in this case. Okay, so let's test it out real quick. So I got in mode 1 on switch B, which is my AS3X mode. And so when I pick the plane up and wiggle around, it should resist that. I'll turn the gains up a bit so we get a good response. So now I got about the 2 o'clock position, and there you go. Actually, I was gonna demonstrate something. I thought I was being clever, but everything's working, as you see. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And also, we want to check direction. Now, I think the easiest way to check direction is go into safe mode, because then when you roll it, so basically the aileron should go up the opposite direction if you're rolling, because that up aileron is going to push the wing back down. And if you push the nose down, the elevator should go up, and should go down if you push the nose up. Sometimes, after you set it up, it will not do anything. And the reason for that is sometimes it needs to throttle up past a certain point. And I've noticed there's some inconsistencies between some of the receivers. I don't know if some of them are newer and function differently or what it is, but I've noticed a little inconsistency. And also when they do the cycle, when you power it up, and I'll show you this in just a second, some of them do 2 cycles through and some of them only do 1, and again, I don't know why. Okay, so here's how I've got my receiver set up. Pretty much exactly where I said I would put it. I did use my Dremel, that's one of my Dremels right there, to remove a little bit of foam to make room for the antennas. I'll tape down the antennas so one sort of vertical slash lateral to the axis of the airplane, and this one's already kind of in the right position, is along the axis of the airplane, and that's recommended. There's the battery. It's a 4500 6S high voltage Turnigy. These have worked really well. I use the 4S, a pair of 4S's in my F-16 for 8S, and I've used a pair of these actually bigger ones in the MiG-29. Looking forward to using these slightly lighter ones in the MiG. I think it'll help it perform a little bit better, although it performs great. So that's what I got. I got stuff back. I haven't checked the CG yet. I don't want it too far aft for the maiden, but a little bit aft for a variety of reasons. One being at my field, it's a short runway. It's at 4500 MSL, so on a hot day even higher DA, and some of these jets have a hard time getting off the runway in the length of runway provided. So moving the CG back, besides helping it be more agile, it helps it rotate quicker and get off the ground quicker and more smoothly. So I like that. So next up will be the field, which will actually be tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't run out of airspeed, altitude, and ideas all at the same time. And I really appreciate you watching my videos. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye. Hey everybody, quick addendum to the video. So a little earlier I couldn't find how to manually change the gains. I found that I've actually flown the plane a number of times since then, and I've made a few changes. So I'll just run you through that real quick. So obviously forward programming, and don't forget that your receiver has to be powered up to get into forward programming. It won't do it without that. Gyro settings, AS3X settings, and this is where it messed me up. AS3X gains, and here, so you can manually change it. See, 37, 39, 40. I have drastically reduced the roll gains because it tends to flutter in the roll axis, and it's not fluttering in the yaw pitch axis at all. So this will allow me to turn my overall gains up a bit, and I may actually even run it back a bit more. But flies good on this setup so far, with just some fine tuning. So I just wanted to make sure that I followed up with you and got that clarified. That's it for this video. Look for some future videos coming up very soon where I show you the flights on the plane. I'll talk about flight characteristics and a little bit more about my setup, and also some modifications I recommend. Nothing major, but we'll talk about that in a future video. So thanks again for watching. I guess I already said like and subscribe and on thumbs up, but which is thumbs up is a like. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff. Please, and comment below. I look forward to your comments. And that's about it. I guess this is about to shut down, so I'll talk to you later. See ya!